Madam Speaker, most of the things that I wanted to touch have been dealt with by my colleagues. So I'll try to demonstrate why I have serious reservation on the process and also particularly on this bill in very few words. I will focus my contribution today, Madam Speaker, in the following 5 areas. 1, the creation of the additional 70 constituencies. Number 2, the judiciary. Number 3, money to counties, and particularly focus on the issue of the Equalization Fund and the amendment of Article 203 and the introduction of Article 203N by this bill. And I will also focus on the role of Parliament in ensuring a fiduciary responsibility when it comes to the executive. Madam Speaker, without taking so much time, I will begin by focusing on one area, which I strongly believe that for the last decade, this country has made tremendous steps because of the judiciary. Madam Speaker, I've had a chance to look at the bill and also all the submissions. They're in 2 volumes. They're almost 2,000 pages by all distinguished people in this country, the judiciary, the Law Society of Kenya, the IEBC, prominent personality. And Madam Speaker, one of the things that really baffles me, which I want to focus on, is the proposed amendment to Article 168 of the Constitution. This essentially makes it difficult for any judge to be able to sit there and perform their duties when they know that they have security of tenure. The proposed removal of a judge simply because of a complaint is a very, very dangerous proposition. Madam Speaker, what the promoters of this bill are actually telling Kenyans is that so long as you have a case and you know that Judge X, Y, and Z are the ones who are going to sit to hear that matter, and you don't like them, you can sponsor individuals to file complaints, and the ombudsperson will suspend that judge simply because of a complaint. Madam Speaker, that is a very, very, very dangerous trend. We have survived in this country because of the judiciary. This House, the Senate, has been able to stamp its authority. Most of our bills, which were disregarded by the National Assembly, have now found life again because of the judiciary. So when you now create a very powerful ombudsman who has the powers to initiate disciplinary action because of a simple complaint by Kenyans, you take away the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. Madam Speaker, that is a very dangerous precedent that we will be setting if we in this House clap and say the promoters of the BBI have given us a solution to our problems. Madam Speaker, I will get into the issue of the constitutionality of the entire process. I've had my colleagues, mostly the proponent of the BBI, alluding to the fact that this is a people-driven, a people-driven constitutional amendment. And when I look at even the documentation and the BBI, it talks about the promoters of this initiative. We have referred to Article 257 of the Constitution. And some of my colleagues have alluded to the fact that this House can initiate changes. My view is that we cannot, because we are not the promoters of the bill. And I'll refer to Article 257 of the Constitution. Article 257(3) of the Constitution reads as follows. If a popular initiative in the form of a general suggestion, the promoters of the popular initiative shall formulate it into a bill. Madam Speaker, I would agree with my colleagues if this bill was originated in this House, because then the promoter of that bill would be a member of this Parliament, would be this Parliament. For now, Madam Speaker, and I know the same Article 257 talks about the fate. Whether we vote for this bill or not, the final say is bestowed by the people of Kenya. They are the ones who will decide the fate of this. So I want my people of Narok to know, and the people of Kenya to know, that when I stand here and I raise my reservation in supporting this bill, is because I know it doesn't matter what my one vote will do. The ultimate decision, as per the law, falls under the people. And I think, Madam Speaker, if you read the report by the Joint Committee of the Senate and the National Assembly, they are alive to the fact. And in fact, when you read it, you will hear them dancing around and saying, well, this is unconstitutional, but there's really nothing you can do. There's really nothing we can do about it. And there are some other clauses where they come in and they say, this needs to be reviewed at an earlier date. Then what exactly are we doing? Madam Speaker, I've gone through the report, and I know the report is supposed to guide us or aid us in terms of our contribution to this bill, either in support or opposing the bill. When you read this bill, Madam Speaker, and you read the report by the Joint Committee of the Senate and the National Assembly, you will question whether this bill is the one which taxpayers' money was used to set up a steering committee to be able to draft that bill. Madam Speaker, I have come across 4 versions of the bill, as I say. The first bill was the one which was launched at the Bomas of Kenya, October 21st, I think 2020. And when you look at that bill, when you go to Article 203 as an example, and you compare Article 203, the proposed amendment to Article 203, on the first bill is not the same as the proposed amendment in Article 203 on the second bill. Then it begs the question on the mandate of the so-called promoters of this bill. I have come across a Gazette notice that clearly stated that the mandate of that bill lapses June 30th, 2020. The second bill, Madam Speaker, which I've come across, is the bill dated the 25th of November, 2020. In this bill, there are 2 versions in regards to the second schedule. When you refer to the first bill of October 2020, the second schedule talks about the structure of the IEBC. But now, fast forward it to the second schedule in regards to the second bill which was published by the promoters, that is the one that is purported to be discussed in this House, that is 2 different versions, introduces a complete different thing which was never there in the first place. The issue of the creation of the additional 70 constituencies. Madam Speaker, I'm a firm believer that the framers of our Constitution as it stands were alive to the fact that it becomes very difficult for Parliament, or rather for anyone, to constitutionalize certain and protect certain constituencies and leave the rest. 290 constituencies, Madam Speaker, save from the few from Taita Taveta and Lamu, because of population, that have been protected by the Constitution. The rest can be changed at any given time.